Brr. Hello everyone, happy Sunday. I'm Steve, Mark's at work, and this is Smokey Steve and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back. Coffee talk on a Sunday? Yes, and I'll tell you why, and it's probably a very petty reason. So, I'm cruising through, watching different channels, playing catch up with everybody, and I happened to cross Chantal Marie, Big Beautiful Me, Foodie Beauty. She's known by many names. And the title of her most recent video is Coffee Time Chat. Now, I thought, isn't that eerily close to Coffee Talk? Just a little close. Now, I gotta put it out there. I don't know if Chantal is the kind of person who searches her own name to see if there's any videos out there about her. And she's a larger channel, 60,000 people. And if she's copying anybody, according to the rumor mills, it's Amberlynn Reed. It's not going to be me. But just on the outside chance that she is copying me, and on the outside chance that she is watching, I thought, in due turn, that I would react to her on her most recent video. So, little bonus, little surprise this week. Now, where we left off with her on Friday, she had only posted 2 videos the week before, so there wasn't a whole lot of content. So, picking up where we left off, she was talking about, again, her long-standing, ongoing medical concerns. Mental health, physical health. She's been talking about pretty much what's going on is she has lady concerns. She's been talking about hysterectomies and other procedures, and of course she has the blood clots, and all these things, the sleep apnea, are concerning when they're planning surgery. So she's been talking a lot about that. She also talked about with her mental health how she doesn't feel like her meds might be working at the moment. About 4 days ago, she said they were working great, but today, excuse me, or at the time of the video, she didn't feel like they were. So she starts coffee time, holding up and singing with her coffee. And then she proceeds to tell 2 TMI things within a minute. One, about how she came up with this when she was sitting on the toilet, the segment. And then she also said it's a place for verbal diarrhea rather than the other kind of diarrhea she often talks about. 2 TMIs in the first minute. Sherry, you nailed it. You got it just right. I'm sorry if I doubted you. Just to suck you in. What kind of person gets sucked in by that? Well, frankly, me. I mean, well, I would have watched it anyway. You know, due diligence. But, you know, still. I think I'm getting some allergies or a cold. So thank you for bearing with me. I'm starting to sound like Harvey Fierstein. So she's being crippled by depression and anxiety, and she's trying to be seen sooner by the psychiatrist at the eating disorder place that she's going to get some help. She left a message with the receptionist, got no call back, and she said she feels like a jerk going to the ER when she's feeling kind of desperate and depressed. I've weighed in on this before. I might be a little more sensitive to trips to the ER because I have a mental health background of my own and my own mental health diagnosis. I think she shouldn't feel like a jerk for going to the ER if the situation warrants it. If she's feeling like suicidal, homicidal, terroristic, you know, someone either needs to take her to the hospital or she needs to go. It doesn't matter to me if she ate a whole package of Oreos and that's enough to push her to the brink of thinking about overdosing. Go. I mean, it's all relative, especially, you know, given her circumstances that I think eating and food preoccupies a lot of her thinking time. So if that puts her into a bad spot and she's got to go. But at the same time, she went to the emergency room for a similar situation at least a month ago, if not more. And that's what streamlined her into seeing this doctor, who's been providing her with treatment, including a suggested meal plan. So she not begged, but needed care sooner, streamlined her way into getting the treatment, and then promptly blew it off. And now wants to be seen really quickly again. So what part of that is maybe the system not working, and what part of that is her not doing her part as a patient? I don't know. As far as her meds are concerned, yeah, if she's depressed, she should be evaluated for that. She shouldn't be walking around feeling depressed if it's all chemical and stuff. I don't know what kind of lifestyle choices she makes to fight depression, if any, other than just taking meds. But, yeah, I mean, if she wants to be seen by the shrink for that makes sense. But as far as any other suggestions for therapy, they've met before. He gave his professional opinion. She didn't do it. She did keto instead. And she did it in such a way that she gained 8 pounds. So I don't think that was helpful. What's going to be different this time? It's the age-old question with Chantal. What's going to be different this time? You know, that goes on the end of any one of her new excursions. So she says the mental health care is not great. Yes, the mental health care is not great, but if you keep accessing services and not taking the recommendations that come with those services, you'll continue to access services over and over, deal with wait times, deal with providers you don't like, rather than taking the suggestions that are given to you and following through with them. So there's a bit of responsibility on the part of the patient. Patients have rights, patients have needs, but patients have responsibilities as well. So it's a transactional sort of relationship. It's not like, here I am sick, fix me. You know, that's not how mental health care often works. So she does acknowledge that she's not alone, and she discusses stigma in a very theoretical way. Now, this is my opinion. This is my guessing, my judgment. I'm judging her. I don't believe she's been on the receiving end of stigma as far as her own mental health, because I'm sure I've read people call her crazy, you know, and I've seen people suggest that she has certain mental health diagnoses. And it's easy to, when you're cornered as someone that John Q, whoever thinks you're crazy. And I imagine they have a point. And she is getting help now. So at least a handful of those people who said she had a mental health issue were right. But I don't think she's been on the receiving end of a lot of backlash as a person. Like when you're in the working world and you have a mental health diagnosis and a mental illness or mental health concern, whatever is not the most offensive to you, you live your life differently. You negotiate the world differently. You have different kind of relationships with people, especially if your mental illness was so out of control that it caused damage in those different areas of your life. She has a very non-traditional job. She can arrange her life to accommodate her illness. She doesn't have to work on her illness to accommodate living a normal life. It's a very different way of living. I think I've noticed that in a couple YouTubers that I see who are able to arrange the world around them to suit their quirks, and they don't have to negotiate with the rest of the world, so they can stay exactly as they are. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's nice to have that little bit of power and control of your environment, but I don't know how good that is for a growth and change. Again, that's me being judgmental. I'll stick, you know, that all over my forehead, that was a judgment call. But again, she shouldn't have took the title of my video. So let's see. She talked about binge eating disorder being a side effect of depression and self-medicating. I'm with her pretty much there. I used to drink, in case you haven't been paying attention to some other videos, and alcohol is a depressant. I was depressed, I would drink a depressant, and it snowballs on itself. My first probably substance of abuse was food. When I was a kid, I was an overweight kid. I couldn't reach the liquor cabinet, but I could reach the fridge, and I would eat until I felt kind of numb and then sleep. So that seems like it's a pattern of hers. You know, she's closing in on 400 pounds, so it's been a pattern of hers probably for a while. And I was happy to hear in last week's review, well, 2 days ago's review, is that she's seeking a therapeutic component to the treatment that she's in. I'm stunned that therapy wasn't a part of it before, that it was just pills and a diet plan. Granted, she didn't really follow through even with that bit of a suggestion, but that there was no therapy involved before kind of shook me. But I think that's always important too. It's been important in the handful of things I'm still recovering from or recovered from or whatever. Therapy is usually a piece of it, because otherwise it seems like it starts to feel like everyone else isn't doing enough to help me get well. You know, I can't get to see the doctor fast enough, or this meal plan wasn't suited to me for this reason, or the healthcare system in this country isn't good. You know, all those things are true, but, you know, we're not helpless, you know, like we're not, you know, we can't just float around and wait for somebody else to fix things for us too. You know, we have to have some responsibility for the quality of our life, you know, even if we are dealing with mental health challenges or anything like that. So what else do we got here? She discusses her hematologist. Now, she has the blood clots going. That's a serious thing. I don't weigh too much into the causes of that. I know people will say she's fat, so she has all these illnesses. It's out of my wheelhouse. I know about mental health stuff. I know about eating disorders. I don't know about OBGYN stuff really, and I don't know about hematology. So I try to stay out of that stuff. She says her shrink, though, her psychiatrist, is in the same hospital, and she's going to see the blood doctor, so she's going to try to see both. She also mentions very glibly that she's been eating spinach, even though she's not supposed to because she's on blood thinners. Why roll the dice? Like, what kind of, like, that is so... Get it together, you know? Like, why would you even... What does that prove? Living on the edge? Like, I don't know. Oh, I died from vitamin K. What is, like, I don't know. So... She also says she has no choice right now but to be, and I'm paraphrasing her, but she said this about herself, something about being useless and a piece of crap or a lump of crap, something like that. Because she's having surgery in 6 to 8 weeks, at this point that's the projection, she can't like get a job or start school or do this or do that. So she's kind of in limbo, a self-induced limbo, that there's nothing she can do till then. So again, with this helplessness. I can't do this. I can't do that. I wish I could, but I can't. But here's all the 1,000 excuses as to why I can't. That's hard to watch because I've done it. That's a bigger issue. I was going to do a whole video at one point about how I am Chantal, which is why she riles me. Because all the stuff that she screws up and the cycling over and over again and asking for help and getting it and then giving it the finger, but then going back and blaming the person who gave it to you to begin with and saying they didn't give it to you right or something like that. I've done all that crap. I've done all of it. And I don't think she realizes what an ass she looks like. Or if she does, she doesn't care. But the person that pays for all that, well, the person who paid for all that in my end was me. And like I said, I've seen sicker people than her get better, and larger people than her get thin. So it's not about that, but I wonder if and when she'll have like an aha moment. It's not going to be, when I started getting better from like drinking myself to death and eating disorder stuff, and actually getting my mental health kind of under control with the help of professionals. I'm no hero. It took a village to drag me back from the brink of insanity. So I'm no martyr here, by the way. But looking back, it's like, God, what was I doing? Why was I trying to do it this way? Why was I so smug about it? Who did I think I was impressing? How could I not have seen what was going on? But there was also no big epiphany. I just kind of little by slow started getting better. There was no burning bush moment. There was no sudden revelations. There was no lights from above. I just started getting better. And it was little by slow. So I don't believe these videos that she does put out every so often that say, guys, this is really the thing that's going to change it. And she said that in the other day's video. I need to get well once and for all. You know what? Every time I made a big statement like that, nothing happened. Like nothing happened because it was so grandiose. It was started very slowly, quietly, and privately when I started trying to get better. I wasn't announcing it to everybody because I didn't want to make a big announcement and let everybody down again. So it was a very private, quiet thing I did to work on myself. And then bit by bit, all of a sudden, I didn't have to tell everyone how much better I was doing because they could see how much better I was doing. So... And recovery's not a straight line. There'll be zigzags. She might get her health under control and her mental health under control for a couple years, and then take a month and go binge, get depressed, and go to the psyche merge again. And then she'll cruise for another 8 months. These things go in cycles too, but hopefully she can put some time in between on her way to dying, and having a life, So I don't think that was too mean considering coffee time is eerily close to coffee talk. Of course, I'm being facetious. I don't really think she probably took it off of me. It was just, it caught my eye, and my gut reaction was, I forget that, like, she's popular, and I'm not. Like, that she's, like, I think she's, I don't know how many subscribers counts as YouTube famous. There's people with millions. And I know when you get, like, over 10,000, there's some sort of little thingamahoozy what's it you can do, and then you get over 100,000, you get a plaque, like all sorts of stuff like that. And I don't know, her channel's growing slowly, but I'll say this, there's channels that react to her that have more subscribers than she does right now. So, I don't know. We'll see. At any rate, happy Sunday again, end of the weekend. I had to slip into some underwear. So it goes. Thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit a like button, please. Follow us on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Our email address and contact info is listed below. We're still doing our viewer challenge, receiving postcards from your city, state, country, what have you. Send them in. We're posting them on the ties at the moment, but actually what we're planning to do is a larger background with all the different states, again, cities, countries, wherever that we get them from. So far we've got about a dozen states, and I think we have something from Canada, maybe, I'm not sure. So it's a lot of fun. It's fun for us to get mail, too. It makes us feel special. So again, thank you for watching. Happy Sunday, and I'll catch up with y'all soon. Bye.